Engage is an educational rugby initiative that promotes the core values of the sport to young people.
A way in which we can put the 5 core values back into sport and into schools as the key driver for the measurement of success.
Looking at how values can overlay the teaching of rugby within schools, so looking at having a lesson where the children learnt about the value and then how they could relate that during a rugby lesson.
So the 5 core values that we support and promote are teamwork, respect, integrity, enjoyment and discipline. Those 5 values are core and fundamental to the whole programme and everything that we do. So when we go into the schools to deliver the programme, we do a value each week, 1 hour in the classroom with each child and all the whole class, and then they have 1 hour outside learning the game of tag rugby. We try and link with all the clubs locally and both governing bodies with the RFU, Rugby Football Union, and the Rugby Football League. Since WAS have moved here a couple of years ago, it's great to have a Aviva Premiership club in our city who have had a fantastic season this year, being top of the Premiership and on their way to Twickenham this weekend for the finals day.
The speed at which the club have embedded themselves in the community has been great. There's been a lot of hard work on our part to try and do that, but also it's been fantastic that the community have taken us in so well, and it's so brilliant to see the amount of people we're getting at these Rico games. We invite their players to our festivals. Players will go and visit schools, and really we're just trying to use them as inspirational role models to the young people. Community work is a really important part of what we do. Obviously we're rugby players first and foremost, but we have a responsibility, I think, in the community. I, being injured for the last 8 months, have done quite a bit of that because I've taken the pressure off some of the guys who need to focus on the playing. But we've done all sorts of things, from working to schools, local junior rugby clubs, to the non-rugby playing community, and helping sort of the special education needs children that are in the area, and that's all really rewarding. Obviously we're trying to instill to them the values of rugby, but then also try and encourage as many people to pick up the game as possible.
The values that rugby bring are very, very good values socially, and we're really trying to reinforce through the values programme how do they understand, know and celebrate these values at home, in school, whether when they're on the sports field playing rugby or whatever sport it might be, but also then back in their local community.
We're measuring and rewarding their ability to have teamwork, not their ability to win, their ability to show respect, not their ability to run the fastest. That's the bit that makes, I think, the difference. Is straight away the children see themselves as potentially successful in it, and as soon as children see that they can be successful in something, they engage better.
With the person next to you, just for a minute, discuss what you enjoy and why. I enjoy this because, and the reasons why you enjoy it, and then does it have an effect on others? It might have a really positive effect on somebody. It might make your mum and dad happy that you're doing it. If you do not read and have discipline at home to read, then you're less likely to become a good reader compared to somebody who reads when they go home. Miss Graham will push you hard here within your lessons, but if you don't have the discipline to go home and look over and get your book back open and start reading, then your reading level is not going to increase or go up as quick as somebody else that's doing the extra work at home. Right, George's green team, here. Miley, here. Good. Jamie Lee's, pinks, here. No captains, you're all leaders on the pitch.
The values of rugby really underpin the game from the grassroots level all the way to the very top. Even the professional game still place a lot of importance on those values. Teamwork is one that we experience every day. We come into train, obviously we're playing for each other on the pitch, we're supporting each other off it. Everything is sort of gearing to being one unit as we go into the competitive matches. As well as that, obviously enjoyment is a huge one. We've got to love what we do, and we're very fortunate that we can play a game that we love as our profession. We and the coaches, we say we play our best rugby when we're enjoying it. Discipline as well is one, because obviously you need to be pretty strict with your preparation going into games. You need to manage your lifestyle correctly, and then when you get out on the pitch you can't be giving away silly penalties and losing your head, because it's going to put your team in a vulnerable position and you're going to lose games.
Integrity is a great value to have, and the sort of line we use for that is, is doing the right thing even when no one's looking, and that can be really difficult, and it's actually the value that we've found the children react to and have learnt the most, because it's one they don't necessarily understand. We use an online monitoring system called Upshot, which we can track and monitor every individual pupil, and clearly measuring their educational attainment and their performance and seeing if that has improved by linking closely and working closely with the schools and the teachers. We also then look at what impact the program's had on their behaviour. We survey each pupil at the start in week 1, and we survey pupils right at the end of the programme as well.
It gives us a chance to actually look at the programme and how it works and the effect it's having on the kids that we're working with. All the data that's collected from the clickers comes to a central point. We can then analyse that and pull out specific gender specific, age specific, and also to do with the school's areas and where they're from, and see actually what impact the values are having on their behaviours, and we can also then feed that back to the schools as well.
Children are more articulate in the way they discuss their behaviours with their parents, and parents have noticed a difference.
On behalf of the City Council and the Coventry Sports Network that's responsible for the sports strategy, it's been hugely valuable. We've seen the number of children that have taken part in sport in the city. Festivals like today, the weekly coaching within schools is absolutely fantastic. The feedback that we receive from head teachers is how brilliant this programme is in the city and what an impact it's having in terms of the values, and that's something really important to Coventry and the residents that are here.
The values programme is operating across 26 schools this year in Coventry. That'll hit roughly around just over 1,400 pupils, but we're looking to grow the programme longer term. Potentially we'd like to hit all 87 primary schools in Coventry, grow the programme to secondary schools level, key stages 3 and 4, ages 11 to 16, and then potentially replicate the model in other sports and potentially move further afield.